Hey there, I'm glad you're here. I am Vasudha and I intend to take you through CBSE NCERT's Psychology Textbooks Chapter 3 Meeting Life's Challenges. So far, we've had several interactions to understand how is it that stress impacts us in our everyday. We've also understood some interesting coping strategies which can help us combat the negative effects of stress. So, if you do remember from our last conversation, we spoke about the coping strategies which were given by Richard Lazarus and Folkman, as well as Endler and Parker. I'm curious to know what is your personal favorite, and I would love for you to pin it in the comments section below. For me, if you had to ask me which one's my favorite style of coping, I would definitely go with the emotion focused coping, as I believe that regulating your emotions in the world that we live in today is absolutely essential and helpful to navigate through the stresses that we experience from our everyday. So today's conversation is going to be focused so much on positive health and well-being, guys. As you understand that the world that we, currently experience or are exposed to at present is something that is full of all kinds of cliches for, the right way to live, or the routines that you must follow, or the stuff that you must do, which is necessary for you to have a healthy life. But in my opinion, it is so much to do with what essentially works, especially for you. What is it that, serves you and helps you? So whatever it is that helps you to maximize who you are and outrun your own potential is something that I would suggest serves you. It could be anything to do with your sleeping pattern or the nutritious food that you have to have, as well as the amount of workouts which you give to your body. All of which, however they serve you, must be done in your everyday, as CPSE says, to help you promote a positive health and lifestyle. Speaking of lifestyle, what are some of the things as a teen that you do yourself at the moment, which, if you feel are serving you, I would like you to list it out and share it in the comments. Also, I would be excited to know what are the things that you do for your well-being. So, is there a workout process that you follow, or some foods that you eat that get you to feel extra good, or some TV series that you enjoy watching, or some yoga or breathing practices which you're up to? Help me with links to the same as well. It's great to share resources for all those and our viewers, of course. So, let's head towards positive health and well-being for today's class and explore it together. So, when it comes to the notion of positive health, guys, positive health comprises of certain essentials which we are just going to discuss now. The first one is now understood as a stress-resistant personality. These personalities were figured in by an individual called Kobasa, and he showed us that how people with high levels of stress or illness, they share some characteristics in common. These individuals do not experience any level of illness or any level of stress, and all of these people had one trait in common, which is called as hardiness. Hardiness is said to be the beliefs which you have about yourself, the world in which you live, which is your reality, as well as how is it that you interact with it. So, are you interacting with it effectively and specifically in a way that serves you? So he said that hardiness comprised of three characteristics. These characteristics were to do with commitment, control, and challenge. So what this means is that commitment is basically you feel committed to whatever it is that you take on yourself. It could be whatever goals which you list out for yourself, or some exams that you have to, live it out best to. Control is just a sense of understanding that everything is in your control. Nothing essentially feels out of control or something which you cannot attain or achieve for yourself. As well as challenge. People with hardiness, they enjoy challenges. They feel like no matter what comes their way, no matter what it looks like, it is something that they can actually deal with. So, brings me to ask you whether if you know any individual in your surroundings who displays these characteristic features of having hardiness. it'll be good to pinpoint one such friend around. Up next, we've got life skills. Life skills, guys, are those essential skills that help you very easily get through life. These skills are something that, comes from the demands of the world in which we live. But owning these skills also helps you to very selectively and very successfully adapt to as well as deal with the challenges of your everyday. This also allows you to have positive behaviors be displayed to all those that you're interacting with. Okay. What's interesting to know about life skills is that all of these skills can be acquired, they can be nourished, nurtured, no matter who you are, and there's something that could be used as well effectively to enhance them and to maybe allow it to work for you in your favor. So these skills are assertiveness. Assertiveness is just your ability to say no when you want to say no and say a yes when you choose to say yes. It is something that lets you have your way when you want to and allows you to effectively communicate the same very clearly and confidently with all of whatever it is that you feel or your needs and your wants and your thoughts. So whatever it is, you feel very safe and secure to say it all out and especially respectfully. So that is assertiveness. Time management is another life skill. It is basically earning that ability to organize whatever it is that you need to plan and delegate whatever you want to do very, very crisply. You basically earn those organization skills to deal with whatever you need to deal with effectively. Then, of course, you have rational thinking. Rational thinking is just your ability to deal with the challenges of the world with thinking that actually serves you and minusing out those irrational beliefs which we hold on to from our everyday. These help you to remove the negative thinking and the anxiety provoking thoughts that come to us and also allow you to make some positive statements about your life and people in general. So rational thinking helps you get rid of those unnecessary thoughts and beliefs which you've gathered from maybe the timelines you've lived. Up next, we've got improving relations. Relationships are important to all of us, aren't they? But how often is it that these relationships cause stress and lack of harmony to us within our experience? So, improving relationships can be done by just accepting others the way they are, looking at the feelings that they have and also allowing everybody to be who they are, as well as kind of removing all of the misplaced jealousy and sulking behavior that we have, or all the negative aspects which we pick on others, and probably just focusing on their positive aspects. Right? So listening to the other person, expressing how you feel, asking them how is it that they feel, accepting them for who they are, accepting others' opinions and feelings, also having our own opinions and feelings accepted by others in harmonious ways is how improving relationships helps. Last, we can focus on self-care. Self-care is basically, keeping ourselves very healthy, not just physically, but also in the mind. So it is about being fit, relaxed, and prepared physically, emotionally to tackle whatever stressors come your way from your everyday. Then we have overcoming those unhelpful habits. All of us have some of these unhelpful habits, right? Some of us want to be loved by everyone, others want to be perfect, others want to avoid procrastination, or sometimes we just beat up on ourselves too hard in wanting to be perfect. So, some of the strategies which can help you to overcome all of these issues of owning these unhelpful habits can be essential, especially when you feel vulnerable to stress. So listing out those options for yourself and then also following them is very healthy and will help you eventually overcome these unhelpful habits. As we head towards the last part of the chapter, it explores the concept of health. Health is something that is absolutely essential and is almost close to gold for our existence in the present age. There are some prerequisites to health, if maintained, can help us get ahead and give our best as we explore and interact with our environments. What these look like is what we will discover together now. Let's just look at the definition of health together. Health is actually a state of complete physical, mental, social, and spiritual well being. When I say physical, it has to do with your physical, biological body. The body that comprises of healthy movements, of waking and sleeping on time, and eating, giving yourself nutritious food. When it comes to mental is to do with the cognitive activities which go on in your mind. So all of the things which your mind does has to do with cognition. It provides the mental framework. Then, of course, you have the social aspect and the spiritual well being. Social well being. All right, so the first thing that we look at here today is diet. Diet, a well balanced diet is anything that can lift anybody's mood, right? When you eat good food, which has a good balance of proteins, of carbohydrates, of the other energizers, of fibers, right? All of this can help you feel good muscle movement. It can help you feel a good sense of blood circulation. It can also kind of improve the illnesses which are ongoing and even prevent many of them. Last off, how it really helps to have a good diet is to enhance your immune system. A good immune system, believe me guys, goes a long way, and it helps you to actually feel better and cope with whatever stressors which may come to your life. Next, we're going to talk about the importance of exercise. So, diet and exercise, although so cliched, but is so important. Just as much as water is important for your body, exercise is also crucial, plays a valuable role in the movement of all bodily parts effectively. You must have noticed that when you don't move your body enough in a day, it might just feel slouchy, or it might just feel like you have a bad mood or you don't feel that great. However, I firmly believe that all of us are just one exercise session away from having a really good mood. Okay, let's not underestimate the Let us not underestimate the power of positive attitude. Positive attitude and health go side by side. Well-being, if you can notice, it actually plays a very important role in owning a positive attitude. So some factors which lead to positive attitude are having good, accurate understanding and perception of your reality. Sometimes it is our reality itself that can come in the way of having a good, healthy attitude towards life. Having a sense of purpose in life is also so important, guys, in today's world, as the sense of responsibility and purpose is what shapes our reality in our everyday. We also want to accept and tolerate, have tolerance for the differences of opinions or individual differences that all of us carry. Of course, taking credit for the success of others and blaming others for your own failure is something that's not very healthy to do. It somehow can, twist the perception of your reality, which might not work in your favor. So having a positive attitude would mean to accept everything as is, even others, not just your circumstances, and not really taking credit of others for the things that they do for you, but working on yourself foremost, as well as focusing on the way you think. Finally, also being open to new ideas, I think, has been very useful, because having a good sense of humor and the ability to laugh at yourself whenever you make small mistakes is always great to see things from a different perspective. Okay, as much as we speak about positive thinking, it's hard to do. But believe me, it is something that comes very handy in all circumstances. Optimism, for once, guys, is something which is an inclination to expect the favorable outcome. You need to have this positive mindset that no matter what is happening, it's happening for the best, and it's happening so that you overcome whatever is coming in the way of you. Believe me, this universe is very accurate and precise, and psychology for all has been linked to the physical well-being of individuals. Therefore, it is so important to have positive thinking. People also differ in the manner in which they cope. Therefore, focusing on positive thinking during different circumstances can be a valuable and healthy tool. Social support. All of us, we were born to be social beings. All of us, we have this natural desire to be loved, accepted, and have a sense of belonging, which is why the availability of people upon whom we can depend and rely on is so important, as focusing on that can bring about the kind of care, value, respect, and love which we've been seeking all along. So, social support for once is definitely therapeutic and can help go a long way when it comes to our mental health. When it comes to social support, there are three kinds of support that are available to us. The first being tangible support. So, whenever we get assistance which involves material aids such as money, goods, and services, that is understood as tangible support. So, these are in the form of, let's say, you get, I don't know, maybe if you want food to eat, or if you get a car or a house, all of these, this is tangible, right? So, these are valuable like that. There is informational support, which just has to do with information. Let's say that you're seeking some information to better up your situation. So let's say that there's a student who's facing a very stressful event, and this event is something to do with their board examination. Of course, if provided information by a friend who's faced a similar problem, would not only help this individual to identify the exact procedure involved, but it would also facilitate in determining what resources and coping strategies would be useful to successfully pass the examination. So this is informational support. It comes from the individual getting access to the information that they're looking for all along. We have emotional support. Emotional support is a kind of support which is provided by friends and family in times of need. It is mostly to do with reassuring the individual that whatever it is that they're looking for is present and that the individual is deeply loved, valued, and cared for. So, with this, we come to the end of the chapter, and I hope that you've understood everything that has been explained thereof. And I'm hoping for you to post any questions that you have for me to get back to them to you at the earliest. Thank you for your focus and attention. We will meet again in the next chapter, which is the most interesting, and I'm sure you're eager and excited for it. See you, and bye bye.